Oi, oi, plugin addicts. How you doing? Back again for another episode of Is It Shit? We're looking at one that someone asked for in the comments today, which is a bit of an old school plugin. It's the Sony Oxford, or the Sonnox, Envolution. Let's find out. Is it? Yeah, welcome back again. So, a Sonnox plugin. These are getting a bit long in the tooth, as we shall soon see. While I remember Gearfest, July the 19th, Tileyard, London. If anyone's coming, come and say hello. I will see you there. Anyway, let's crack on. So, yeah, someone asked us to have a look at this. What was the thing we looked at recently where it was a very similar plugin to this? I can't remember what it was now. It will come back to me. But it was the newfangled people did something that does a similar job. The Envolution, let's get stuck into it. What is it? It's basically a frequency dependent envelope shaper. So you put your drum bus through it, or maybe just an individual drum or anything, or a bass guitar. You could even put a vocal through it, and it allows you to shape the transients and make the transients hit harder, and you can add sustain to the back end of any kind of waveform. Really hard to describe it. You just have to experiment with it and you'll see it, but it's really useful. The demo is at the end. As you'll see, you can do some mad stuff to drums with this. Let's look at the interface. First thing I've got to say about the interface is tiny. Get some glasses because you'll need them. It's too small on the screen. I know these plugins are old. They could revisit them, reskin them, do something. That needs looking at. Okay, so we've got the transients control, and it's literally a case of dialing up how much of that transient you want to emphasize. You've then got your attack, how much attack you want to give it. It's frightening what you can do to a drum with that. The hold, how long does it hold that sort of level once it's got there? The release, how quick, how slow or quick does it drop off? And then the sensitivity, how sensitive is that whole thing? How much does the transient have to hit before this envelope kicks in? You've then got your frequency button there. So that's these three buttons on the left here for the display. You can show the transient frequency, you can show the sustain frequency, or you can show the waveform, or kind of both. Down the bottom we've got the sustain section, so you can dial up the sustain. You'll hear that instantly on a kick or a snare. It'll just be longer, it'll have more sustain. You've got a hold again, how long it holds it for. The attack, how much of that attack is there, and then the release, how long does it try and hang on to it for. It's pretty amazing what you can do just with that. You've then got a wet dry mix control over here. You've got a warmth control, which adds some harmonic saturation. It's quite nice for the drums. That works a lot. There's a difference button. You can hear the difference. It's the delta. There's a bypass, and then there's your main output. You'll see in the demo, I left the main output alone. You get a lot of red lights. It peaks quite a lot because obviously you're messing with the transients. Things are pushing quite high, but it's quite pleasing, which is kind of why I left it. It does have a sound. Quite like it. Yeah, nothing more to say about the GUI other than it's way too small. You need to be able to scale it. Does it work? It does work incredibly well. It's a fun plugin to use if you've got a slightly lifeless drum track or a slap bass, anything sort of slightly percussive that isn't percussive enough. This fixes it. 15-day demo, can't argue with that. Couple of problems. It fails the Logic AU validation thing, so I couldn't test it in Logic, just couldn't get it to open in Logic. I'm using the latest version. I don't have that problem generally. It's very rare. This is an old plugin. I could get it to open in Studio Live though, which I've started using a little bit, so I did the demo in that. It opened first time there, no problem at all. Let's talk about the price. This is a big bone of contention for me, because when I first downloaded it and started playing with it, it was on sale for $39.99, and I thought, do you know what, that's a great price. That's going to give it a really half decent score. It's since gone back up, I don't know why, to £199.99p, which is insane. £200 for basically an envelope thing. It's absolutely mental. I would strongly advise to go over to Newfangled and get their one. You can't pay 200 quid for a plugin that does something that other people make plugins for a quarter of that. That's just insane. So I can't argue with how it sounds. It sounds great. I think the GUI needs fixing massively. Are you likely to use it? Yeah, you are likely to use it. Are there any extras? Not really. I mean, it's got the warmth control, but no, not really. Value, it was getting a lot of marks for value and now it's not. So unfortunately, it's dropped down to 2 stars, which means officially, I'm afraid it's a bit shit. I didn't want to do it, but you can't charge £200 for that kind of plugin. You just can't. It's insane. Anyway, there you go. There's my verdict. If you like the video, give us a like. That really helps. You could also subscribe to the channel. Over 9,000 subs now. Would love to get to 10 this summer. That'd be great. We've got the Instagrams. We've got Studio Life 101, and we also have my mixing and mastering Instagram, which is Mixdown Mastering. There's a website where we've got the top 5 plugins. There is also a bunch of courses on there on mixing and mastering and a whole other bunch of stuff. And the demo for this is coming up now. So I will say adios. See you later.